Pretty sweet. Really, really sweet. Thanks so much for checking out the channel. Today we're doing a brand new hero breakdown on This Is Sparta. Leonidas, 749 on his attack, 773 on his defense, and 1347 on his health. Statistically, I'd say he's a little bit about average. He's got a little bit above on what he's rocking with. 749 is okay, 773 is pretty decent, 1347 is pretty decent. He's a little bit above average on everything. Overall, pretty solid. He is running at average speed. He is a costume, which means he gives you a bonus. You get an attack bonus of 5%, a defensive bonus of 5%, and a health bonus of 10%, and a mana bonus of 5%. So what this means is once you get this costume, you level it all the way up. The regular version and the costume version both take advantage of these bonuses. So you want to make sure you level both of them up when you get the costume if you want to use the regular version, vice versa. This video is sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends. It is a turn-based dark fantasy RPG. If you want a huge head start in Raid, all you gotta do, click on the link in the description. If you're a new player in the next 30 days, you'll receive 1 clan boss key, 1 energy refill, 1 day XP boost, 5 mystery shards, 50 gems, 50,000 silver, and 1 free epic champion shaman. All your treasure is waiting for you right over here. As far as his hero special goes, he deals 390% damage to the target and minor damage to nearby enemies. The target and nearby enemies get minus 54% defense against Holy for 4 turns, and all dark enemies get minus 34% attack for 4 turns. Pretty sweet. Deals damage to target nearby enemies, also gives them target nearby enemies the Holy damage elemental defensive down, and then also making it so the dark enemies are dealing less damage to you. Really, really sweet. I really appreciate this costume. When you compare it to the likes of Marjana, on the costume version, very similar. We now have 5-star elemental defensive down, so it's a really, really important hero. He is using barbarian emblems in this costume version, so when you're putting emblems on him, if you are considering it, I think it's fine to go the attack, defense, and then health. So kind of the standard on this because he's about average. And then you want to focus on anything that has to do with mana when you're using him. When we take a look at his Titan grade, he is going to get an A+, absolutely essential hero. It's either going to be him or Jackal that are going to be needed to be used against all purple Titans. So if you have either one, they're both incredibly important. Obviously, the Leonidas costume is going to be better than Jackal, being that it's going to be giving the dark enemies the minus 34% attack for 4 turns. But I do like the Jackal's running a whole lot faster than him. So that is a factor there. But still, he is going to get an A+ because he's a very critical hero that gives elemental defensive down to Titans. And then also sets it up so they also give you the attack power decrease when the Titans are attacking you. So really, really important hero. You got to use either him or Jackal pretty much on all purple Titans. Now, when we take a look at his offensive grade, he is going to get an A grade there because he just pairs well with any other character that's dealing damage. I really appreciate that he's giving the elemental defensive down to the target and nearby enemies. So you can really use a lot of different characters paired with him. You know, you pair him with, say, like Drake Fong. You want to wait a little bit on Drake Fong, have him go off, give the elemental defensive down, and then you can use Drake Fong and kind of murder the whole team. So he is really, really awesome on offense. I could see a lot of usage for him. And not to mention 390% damage is quite a bit, especially running at average speed and hitting the target and nearby enemies. So I do like him quite a bit on offense. You can really kind of position things. And then what's really cool too is you don't need to hit the dark enemies for them to get the minus 34% attack for 4 turns. So you can position him to hit not dark enemies if you're not worried about them going off, and still, even if you didn't hit him with Leonidas, they're going to get the minus 34% attack for 4 turns. So that's really cool too about him. So when we take a look at him defensively, he is going to get an A- as far as the tank grade goes. Obviously, you're not really too concerned about hitting a whole bunch of purple heroes, but maybe you will if they're going to be stacking up against him. So maybe they're going to be pushing a lot more purple against him, and then you'll be able to set yourself up to where you're dealing more damage against the dark because he's in the favor, and he's also giving the elemental defensive down. If he goes off twice, it's going to hurt quite a bit. And again, you don't have to hit the dark enemies for them to get the minus 34% attack. So I could see maybe he gets used as far as the tank goes, but I think it's a little bit too situational. He does have okay defensive stats to potentially hang up in the tank position. But if you're adding him as a tank, you're going to need to work on his survivability, which means you're going to need to go into the defensive stats when you're throwing in the emblems. So maybe a potential there. So he's going to get the A- grade there. Probably the only place that I would maybe recommend him on defense. And then when we look at his flank grade, he is going to get a B+ grade there. Obviously, he is hitting the target nearby enemies, but usually you want to have them be either fast or very fast heroes. But 390 is quite a bit. And again, you're setting yourself up so any dark enemies, if they do have any, they are going to get that negative impacting, but they probably won't with him being in the flank. It really just depends. Possible to be used in the flank, and then kind of in the wing as well too. It's just because the 390% is a lot of damage. It's really weird to think that, but it is quite a bit of damage at average speed. And then you're also, setting it up so if he goes off twice, it's going to hurt a lot. So he is going to get a B+ on defense. I think that's probably where he is. Maybe it goes in A-, but I don't see it going any further than that. And then when we take a look at his weekly raid grade, he is going to get an A on rush attack with him running it very fast. You're pairing him with just about anything, and you're going to be dealing a whole bunch of damage. So if you do have that stack, now the only issue is on the weekly raid grades, a lot of times when you have the yellow is available, a lot of times the purple is not available to be attacking. So purple and the yellow are kind of weird in the rush attacks because usually they're negating colors. But if you don't have a negated color, I think that this could be favorable for you. When we look at his buff grade, he is going to get a B+ on buff, mostly just because he's running at average speed and he's just dealing a decent amount of damage. And then he is also giving them negative side effects, but they're not really going to impact them too much. But if they do have any attack power increase and they're using purple, then you could take advantage of that. So he's going to get a B+. And on Bloody Battle, he is going to get an A- with him just running at average speed, dealing a bunch of damage, and then also protecting your guys by giving the attack power decrease against the purple. Obviously kind of situational. You want to make sure that you're really kind of pressuring the purple heroes. So he is going to get an overall grade of an A. The biggest reason for that is going to be his offense and his Titan grade are really going to put him in that position. He is definitely one of the better costume characters that have come out, especially because it's really important on the Titans. I do like this character quite a bit. I think if you got him and you leveled him up, you're probably pretty happy with him, which is great to say because the regular Leonidas version was pretty trash. So thanks so much for watching this content. Please make sure you subscribe, turn those notifications on, and I'll see you on the next video. You're gonna, oh my gosh.